mean, Okada's back as a manager. Mickey's back. Mickey Hirata's back. So at least they have two guys there that has been all the way to the Nippon Series and won. I wish them the best of luck and never give up. You know, we are good friends. Okada and I are very good friends. And mainly because of Yoko, his wife, because she spoke perfect English. And we were in Maui together, and his wife was in Maui in spring training with Ando-san. And we spent a lot of time together. And I think he's a good manager. He's got the record already. He's already won the Central League pennant one time. So great guy to be around, a lot of fun, and just a calm, neutral guy where he doesn't get real excited and he doesn't get real, sad. So I think he'll make an excellent manager to help this young team, get back to the Nippon Series. Oh, absolutely. In Maui we did quite a few times, and Osaka we did just a few times, because back then she had a little boy. Her and Oka had a little boy, so when we go to dinner, she would stay with the little boy. So we would sit at dinner like this and stare at each other because we couldn't talk to each other.
ヨコさんいないときは岡田とランディはお互いに見合わんで全然話することできなかったって言葉が分かんないから。
No, it wasn't Okada. It was Namiki-san. Namiki-san's the one that came in and helped me hit the outside pitch to the left field and keep it fair, So he worked with me for quite a while, and when I started hitting home runs to the left field, then I become a very dangerous hitter. I think every hitter goes through an up, and they go for 0 for 4, 0 for 4, for series where they go 0 for 4, 0 for 0 for 4, and then they bounce back in the next series. It just takes time. It takes time for the hitters to learn those pitchers that are pitching to them, and once they figure out, okay, 3-1 fastball, 3-1 breaking ball, 3-1 curveball, 3-2 curveball, from that pitcher, the last time I was batting, this is what he threw me, the memory comes into play, and they'll become better hitters. It just takes patience and time. We talked about this earlier, and I think the foreign player who comes here to play has to want to play, has to want to be in Japan, and they have to get used to the travel and the food and the batting, the practices, which are every day, So I think to me they have to want to be here and want to get better, and really they need to play every day so they can remember too what that pitcher did or what he threw, and they'll become better hitters in the long run that way, faster. No. I mean, Japanese baseball and American baseball, everybody that watched the World Baseball League, that finally when Japan won, they called me and said, Japan got some great players, they've always had great players. They've always had great pitching, they great hitters, and most of them wasn't lost to America years and years ago, and of course when they started moving like Ichiro and everybody else, then they were just another member of a baseball team in America. You know what I mean? They didn't stand out quite as much, but here they finally recognized Japanese baseball is really outstanding. Absolutely. I mean, no matter how much you have to practice and you have to follow the Japanese way of the running before the game and the exercise and to keep you from pulling a muscle. They just have to accept that, and if they don't want to be here, then they need to go home because you can't fight yourself and play great baseball at the same time. When I first came over and Ando-san was the manager, I thought he was the best manager. He was calm and relaxed, and he had put that team together, everybody together, and I just thought he was the guy to play for. Unfortunately, it didn't end up that way, but calm guy, kind of tranquilo type person that really was out to teach the young kids how to be a better baseball player, and I think Okada has a great chance to do that too. And to me, that's a great manager, but in his position, he had the best of the best. I mean, the absolute best of the best Japanese players. It was easy for him to put them out there, and it's not going to be like that for Okada. Okada's going to have to make decisions. Who's going to play? Who's not going to play? If you go 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 0 for 4, are you going to sit on the bench or you're not going to sit on the bench? I mean, because Okada's going to be the blame, and the manager for what was his name for the world? Kuriyama was never going to be the blame. It was going to be whoever struck out with bases loaded was going to be the blame. So it's a little different. Well, that's exactly right. And this is not a 1985 team with the Tigers where you had your set lineup and all you had to do was figure out who was going to pinch hit at certain times, So I'm not sure if Okada's even – I know he's got his starting lineup ready, but will it stay the same or will it change, I mean, he's got a lot of decisions to make before – More? Tigers #1. Wow. It does, I mean, it was kind of different because it had no grass when I first got here, but I got used to all dirt infield because most of them were all dirt anyway. And, for me, it was just a great place to play. The fans are the greatest fans you can ever play for. And, I mean, for me, it was just coming on to a team that was just an outstanding team, and I just helped a little bit, So, yeah, I mean, whenever... Namiki was working with me, and I was at the plate, and I had 2 strikes on me, and then they threw a fastball about this much outside, not a strike, it was outside, and then I looked back at the umpire, and he goes, Gaijin strike. So I had to figure out some way to hit that ball out there. So Namiki started working with me to hit the ball to left field, and keep it fair. And it took a little while to get it done, but he did a great job working with me on that. I'm very proud of him and the time that he took to do all that.
You might tell him, but you were a pull hitter, dead pull hitter.
Yeah, I mean, before that, I was outside pitch. I would pull it because I was hitting everything to right center, and of course that's a ground ball double play, and I finally got worked out of that, where I could hit home run left, center, and right. And I think about 1984, halfway through the season, All-Star break, I had about 9 home runs, and then I hit 20-some home runs the second half, so I started hitting the home runs to left field. So now they didn't know where to pitch me, but they kept throwing me outside. So they made me a better hitter to the left because I had practiced it and I got to where I could do it, you know.